I goofed and I recorded a bunch of clips and I basically finished the video, but I didn't record the audio. So here we go. Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Z, and I'm back. This time I got some music videos for y'all, man. I decided that I'm gonna get a little bit more creative with my stuff. I'm gonna actually try to do this YouTube thing a little bit more consistently. And right here's the start. I just copped a new interface. I got a new microphone. I didn't actually have a real microphone and I do audio. Like, ain't that crazy? But nonetheless, we here. What you hear right now is the Rode Podmic, and it's going through my Audient EVO 8 interface. And all of this is recorded in AUM on the iPad Pro. And yeah, y'all tell me how it sounds. I think I got the broadcast voice down pat. This also doesn't mean that I'm not doing any gaming videos or anything like that. I will still be like streaming and stuff like that when I have the time to do so. A lot of times I just play games just for leisure, but I have a competitive nature, so I'll be trying to, get in there, grind and stuff like that. But it takes a mental toll on you, so you just gotta chill out. Let's get started. I decided that I was gonna upgrade my stuff because it's time for me to get serious about this YouTube thing. I mean, I have all the tools and everything else at my disposal, so it's like, why not just try it out, take advantage of it, and see what happens. And I also thought about like how the iPad music scene has been growing, which is something that I'm a part of, and I find it to be exciting. And I feel like a lot more people are starting to catch on and starting to use their iPad as like a piece of tech, like using it as something that they can utilize in their real day-to-day workflow, even if it comes down to things in professional workflows such as music and video and photo and things of that nature. So I think it's starting to catch on outside of like, doing art and notes and stuff like that, or just media consumption. Like, iPad is starting to catch on, and I want to actually showcase those things and show off some things that I know and learn, and maybe teach some people some things as well. So a little bit of background about me. I got started into music production when I was 5 years old, back in the year of 2000, in the new millennium. I made my first beat on an MPC 2000 and the Korg Triton. We just used those two things. I have it on the CD. I don't have that CD with me, but it's like history. It's memorialized forever. I wanted to be a rapper when I was younger, just like I feel like any kid at that time. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to rap, but I also wanted to make the beats that I was on. And I used to record myself on a cassette tape and stuff like that. And that's what I wanted to do. And then my parents was like, producers, they actually the ones that be making like, all the money and stuff like that. And they didn't lie. But that persuaded my young 9-year-old brain. And I was like, well, I want a drum pad machine. And that drum pad machine cost $1,000, and it was the MPC 1000. And I was like, honestly, there's probably no way that I'm gonna get that. And they kind of looked at me like, you're crazy. But on my 10th birthday, sure enough, it was in the box. I just started going crazy after that. I used to make beats after school, before school, get up early in the morning and just make beats and stuff like that. Like, I was really in it. 2007 is when I switched over and started actually like recording my beats and like making MP3s and emailing my friends and sending them my beats and stuff like that. Like, just letting people hear what I got. I first started using Pro Tools in 2007 as well as a recording kind of interface. I didn't do any MIDI in it. And then 2008 was when I realized that, honestly, for my sampling capabilities, I'm going to need more than 4 megabytes of RAM, which is what the MPC 1000 had a limit on. And I mean, 4 megabytes, like just 4 megabytes. 4 megabytes is like one photo nowadays. And I had all of that at my disposal for samples. And if you ran out, you had to restart the whole thing, or you had to start deleting sounds, and that's just tedious. So my dad showed me a way to do all of my sequencing and, have all my drums and stuff inside the computer. And basically the RAM was just at the disposal of what the computer can handle. And I like that a lot more. So I started making beats that were like all MIDI through the computer and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Then 2008, 2009, I switched over to Logic Pro for the first time. I had to get a Mac, and I saved up and got me a Mac Mini. I got Logic 8. This is when they had like Pro and Express versions, so this is a while ago. And then after that, I just kind of stuck with Logic from like 2009 to 2017. You wouldn't catch me making beats or anything else. Like, I wouldn't even try. I didn't care. Like, FL Studio, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I've never used it, and I think it's gonna always be that way. I look at that thing and I was just like, I don't know what y'all doing. So kept it going. Abandoned MPC entirely. Still have it, but don't use it. Plenty of drum pad machines. MPD 32 is my main thing, and M Audio Key Station 49. I think that's the keyboard. Those are like my go-tos for a while when I was making beats on that. And then 2017, after buying an iPad Pro because of Affinity Photo to edit photos on, I was like, I wonder what making music is like on the iPad. And then I got like into it, I started looking at videos. There wasn't too many videos on it in particular to like making hip hop music, like what I like to make. And I was like, man, like how much different is it like using a DAW on a computer? And sure enough, Beatmaker 3 had just came out, and I was like, oh man, let me try this out. Looked at it, 16 pad layout, just like I'm used to having on a MPC, and I was like, yeah, I like this. So I went all in on that, bought some plugins like audio instruments and stuff like that, and I was like, oh yeah, I like this a lot. And I was making beats that sounded similar to what I was making on Logic, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna stick with this for good. I was making beats in the parking lot after work, and you know, whenever creativity would hit me, I'd just be like, I'm gonna just go do this. I started buying like keyboards, interfaces and stuff. The first keyboard I had was the I think I had the IK multimedia keyboard. I returned it, I think. And then I got a Novation Launch Key Mini Mark II, and that I still have it. Like I still have that thing to this day. And even after trading it and stuff, I traded it in, I went back and I got it back. Like I tried all the other keyboards. I was just like, this is the one, like this one just works. And I kind of got locked into that workflow, and I love it. Like I love using that. And after that, I got like another interface. I was like, oh, I can't use this interface. I had like a Focusrite Solo and a Q Steinberg UR22 or 24 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, these are cool, but they don't really work too well with the iPad. So I got a Zoom U24, and I was like, I want to take this and be able to make beats like anywhere, but I also want to have that power of using an interface and stuff like that. Or if I want to record something while I'm out, like I could just be out in the park and I make a beat. So I bought that interface, and it was like battery powered, and I've been rocking with that interface up until like this week when I switched over to the Audient one, because I have the newer iPad which can use USB-C, which bus powers all the interfaces and stuff that I want to use now. And I actually did make beats in the park and stuff like that, and got into cassettes and synthesis and making house music and acid and you know all these other different genres and stuff that I feel like I might have not wanted to explore if I was still making music on my Mac rather than my iPad. And I just was like, you know what, man, just let me try it. Like you know what it is, like the buy-in to it is a lot cheaper. Like of course iPads are expensive, but the apps and things of that nature they're cheaper than buying stuff that's like on the computer. And you know, wanting to experiment and stuff like that, and having access to things where you can actually go and experiment. Like you can buy into things cheaper and not feel bad about it later. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I have like probably over 100 apps that I've bought on my iPad for just music stuff. Like legit, like over 100 apps, and I use a lot of them. Like I would say I use nearly all of them. If they stay on my iPad, then I pretty much use all of them, and they have like a specific purpose or a specific sound or you know technique or something that they use, and they're useful. And I love that I have all those things at my disposal for that kind of thing. The gear that I use to make my music, I have an iPad Pro 2018, iPad Pro 12.9 with 512 gigs of storage. Then I have the Audient EVO 8 now, got the Rode Podmic. MIDI, I have the Novation Launch Key Mini Mark II. I have the Launchpad Mini Mark III, and I have the Launch Key 49. All of them are Novation products, but they work really great with the iPad. And shout out to Novation for having the component software that works with like the Mark III versions of their stuff and setting it up like exactly how I want with the MIDI notes and things like that. It's like that workflow is just way better now. Like I love that. And if they could put the components app on the iPad so I can just edit directly from there, that would be even better. But I'm not too mad about it. I'm glad that we can actually get like user customizations and things of that nature. Used to be an Akai guy, still kind of am, but you know, Novation, they kind of got it on lock right now. I just got a actual like hardware synthesizer, the Model Sculpt, and it comes with like the software and all that stuff, and it works great with the iPad. And definitely down to show y'all how all that stuff works. You know, my headphones of choice right now, I got the Audio Technica M50Xs. I love these things. I found them at this music shop, and I got them for less than half of retail price, and they were still pretty much brand new in the box. They were like brand new in the box, and I was like, oh yeah, let me get those. And the speakers that I'm using right now, I have the IK Multimedia iLoud, the micro iLoud ones, I think that's the name. And it's like all the reviews say for $300, bro, they hit. And they're really small, but they hit like something that should cost a lot more. And I like that, especially in a place like an apartment where you can't be too loud, but you still need a little bit more oomph than a computer speaker would give you. They're like right there. They're really good. Definitely recommend it. Outside of my production life, as far as music goes, I don't have any credits or anything like that, like nothing major. I've done everything in the past 21 years has been like just cause like I enjoy it, like I love doing it, and that's what holds true to my heart. Like you know, you'd be like the most passionate thing you do. That's music for me, along with like anything like art related, photography. I love doing video stuff, audio. You know, it really doesn't matter. Like I just enjoy doing it. But music has always been that number one thing for me that like gets my blood going and stuff like that. But outside of that, I work for a production company. I do video editing and I do audio editing, but I also do record audio in the field. Like, you know, the guy holding the boom mic and stuff like that. Like, I'm one of those guys, and I put the lives on people and stuff like that. So that's kind of why I'm out here in Los Angeles and working in that field, is because that's what I was learning in school. And I realized I was like, I like that. Like, I like being on set and seeing how things pan out and stuff like that. And also being a part of that is a really big deal. What I'm using for on that realm, I have the 16-inch MacBook Pro, 8-core i9, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte, 4 gigs of video RAM. It's not like top spec or anything like that, but it gets the job done. I don't have any problems when I'm editing on it. It cuts through my post-production workflows when I'm doing audio post work. Yeah, I can't complain about it. I love it. As far as like video stuff, right now, iPhone 11, just shooting on a wide camera. I mean, you see how it looks, 4K 30 right now, but Filmic Pro, Filmic Extreme profile with the Filmic remote app. It's my first time ever using it, so I got the iPad right here to see like my focus is straight and all that kind of stuff. And I find that to be crazy. Like the fact that you can use 2 apps and do things like this, just incredible. Honestly, just incredible. Like I said before, everything that you hear right now, my voice is recorded on the Rode Podmic with the Audient EVO 8 interface recorded into my iPad. Just let me know in the comments what y'all want to see. Like the video. If you don't like it, thumbs down 2 times for me, and then hit the subscribe button, and we'll just see you on the next one.